this is a video response Survivor today. It's by Mike. This is Redbirds once again. The big question he asked is, what do you do? What is going to happen after an EMP? One of the best examples, go to YouTube and look at the day after 1983. One of the bigger things is if there's an EMP, there's a lot of things we need to think about. Mike was really smart thinking about, hey, have a bike at work. Hey, I think that's fantastic. My wife just bought a bike, and just so we can save on gas. I'm going to be buying myself a bike on payday this next week. A lot to think about. I'm lucky I have a Ford Explorer. It could hold a little bit more gear, but one of the big things is that make sure that you got at least a backpack with you, a bug out pack. I'm fortunate. I live in town, right? I got 5 kids, 2 10-year-olds, 2 12-year-olds, and a older stepson that's going to be 15 in June. I'm lucky. I live about 1 mile from one school, and for my kids, my twins. And then I'm about 1.5 miles, maybe 2 at the most, with the other 3 because they go to school together. Rule of thumb is I have always for the kids. No matter what, after school, you stay together, you don't leave each other, and you don't let nobody pick on each other. You don't leave until you know where each other is. All 3 have cell phones. Imagine if EMP attack comes, where the grid to be down. One of the big things is, and there's a lot of decisions that have to be made. Where do I go? How can I be in 2 places one time? Oh, my wife, she'd probably go, and she's if she's at work, I have to try to get all kids home. I get the smaller ones home first, and which is only, like I said, not even 1 mile away. Then I would go and get the other 3, and if I have to, I would make sure I got a bug out pack on. You have to have supplies. It's got to be, and I wouldn't wanna, but I would think it would be necessary that we need firearms. We need, whether it's a pistol, 9mm, whatever it is, and you have to have extra magazines and probably ammo. But you need to keep that in your backpack, your bug out bag. But we have to also think. I'm fortunate. Demcad, Brock, and Server Mike. They made points. What if they're 20, 25 miles away? There's one thing to really think about. We have to get home as soon as we can. If something happens, and that's why having these communities are important. That if I'm out of town or something like that, that if something would happen, your community that you would have in a WROL situation, I would have the other community members and stuff. Hey, you're going to meet at my house. And that's you have to defend the house, is because that's where the food is, ammunition, rifles, everything I got. That's what we need to defend. But the big thing is, the EMP attack would come. There's going to be a lot of chaos. That's the big thing. A lot of chaos. I'm lucky I work out at home. There's going to be people that, streets are going to be blocked. There's going to be chaos. Think about how much chaos there would be if internet went down for a day, or let's say 2 days. What would people do? Cell phones didn't work. We look at the blackouts in New York City. What happened during their blackouts for a couple days, some years ago and stuff. Total chaos. But that's New York City. The city I live in right now is 45,000 people. There's going to be some congestion and stuff like that. A lot of it depends if the stock market just outright crashed. People trying to get to the stores, EMP attack. But we got to make sure we get the kids from school. Kids are the #1 priority. I would probably secure the house as much as I could. Another thing I would really pay attention to: have extra maps. Have them up. Have extra maps of the city. Know where the streets are. I drive these routes every day. And I don't change what routes and stuff I'm gonna get home. I'm lucky, I'm very fortunate, is that I go hiking. I can take the kids and we go for walks. We go walks through the entire areas to get to and from. To get to and from the schools and stuff like that. We go on a lot of walks, a lot of hikes. The kids know how to get home by themselves, but they're so small. If I got to go find them and then walk back together. A lot of kids are, even where I live, rely upon the city buses. There's going to be chaos ensued, and then there's always going to be bullies even with the kids. But there's going to be a lot of congestion. That's the big thing. You have to be prepared for everything. Even if you don't have guns and stuff like that, there's a lot of other things you need. You need get a couple things of pepper spray. You might want to get some kind of batons. You're gonna have your primary knives, and then you get your EDCs. Have extra knives on you. Not only on you but on a backpack. You have to be very careful even on a bike, is because how are you gonna fire on a bike? You have to. It's not practical unless you really had to shoot a gun while you're driving a bicycle. You might have to stop. And then at the same time, if let's say there's a flash mob, we can see more flash mobs that had happened with a lot of these Occupy Oakland and Wall Street, or look what happened in Greece and Rome, or when London was on fire last year. Mace is very important. Have a few of them things. I would try to blend in with everybody else as much as possible. The Mormon survivor, he said it best, we got to blend in. And I don't know if showing up at a school with a tactical vest on, camouflage, battle dress utilities would be very applicable, and walking in with an AK-47 or AR-15, whatever. But at least you got firearms on you. You're going to want extra clips and stuff like that. There's going to be chaos. The big thing is, if you're caught out of town, you have to have routes back. You need your bug out bag. By all means, have 3 days of food, water. You're gonna want you're gonna want extra magazines, extra everything, because you're gonna need water purification tablets. If you're caught away from home with an EMP, you're gonna need extra socks. One thing I really, because my family, we do a lot of hiking, we switch shoes. Today I'm wearing boots, tomorrow I'm wearing my hiking shoes. I rotate. You wear the same shoes every day, that's how bacteria happens. And that's another thing that you're going to want to have. Get extra cans of athlete's foot. I go to the YMCA. I remember last year, everybody at the Y got it. I got it. Just because of being in the sauna or the steam room. But you're going to need a first aid kit. You're going to need a lot of food, ammunition. You need, 3-4 clips. Carry an extra box of extra box of ammo. But have a plan. City maps, the very least. Another week and a half, I'm going to be posting city maps up in my living room. It's going to be, I'm kind of bunker it in with the family and stuff like that. What I mean by that is, it's going to be more like a command post than anything. But I'm going to have at least a city map and stuff right up on the walls and stuff, so kids, the kids can look at it. I'll highlight the exact routes where I'm going to be and go, and I'm going to have them. I'm going to have them so they know how to get home without me if it does happen. But we also have to think that if we leave, what's going to happen to our location where we're at, our house? Are people going to loot? If this is New York City, it would happen instantaneous. There's going to be so much chaos. It's going to be crazy. It's going to, it will go nuts. Where I live, I don't think it'll be that nuts. I can't see happening where I live in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, is going to happen in Occupy Oakland. But if you're away, like I said, you're going to need 3 or 4 days of food. Have it. Remember, getting home, you're going to have to burn up a lot of calories. People are going to try to get your bike, get your backpack, get your bug out bags, stuff like that. People are going to try to steal from you. hospitality and generosity only goes so far. And I'm in school to be a pastor. I don't know if a lot of people know that. I'm in my 13th and a half semester. I'll have like 3 more religious classes left. But I'm fortunate. I spent 15 years as a soldier, and I also spent 30 years in the martial arts. I competed in world championships, everything all over the United States. Not that I'm super deadly or nothing like that. No, it was a big hobby of mine before I had a steel plate put in my neck and 5 knee surgeries and 4 back surgeries. It took a lot out of me. Demcad made a really great point. He would prefer to move at night. If something would happen, my first thing would probably be the worst period of time would be daytime. I don't usually drive around at night. Even if I do, I'm going to go to Quick Trip, Speedway, gas station. I get my energy drinks, chewing tobacco, and I get some snacks. And they're all within a mile and a half. I can just walk home. But my big concern is how am I going to get to, getting my kids at school. I just can't say, gee, they got to get home by themselves. No, they've got to be taken care of. Our jobs as men, and is taking care of our families. But that's the worst scenario is if something would happen during the day. If the stock market would just crash, or the Dow Jones, we got the gas stations are going to go nuts. There's a lot to think about. Everybody has a different plan. I respect everybody's different idea. My big thing is if I had to get to the school and stuff like that, I would make sure I had a primary knife. Could be a hunting, commando knives, EDCs, smaller knives, stuff like that. Have backups, have maces. I won't want to shoot. I won't want to knife anybody. Another thing people want to get is you get them police batons that kind of you just shake and it kind of goes straight out if you have to defend themselves. But I'm going to tell you, and this is the way of the world. The world is not made out of sunshine and rainbows and cotton candy and everything. It's not realistic to think, gee, everything's going to be perfect. There's no best played plan in any circumstance situation. Even every football team, every year when they're in training camp, they think they're going to go and win the Super Bowl. But look what happened to Green Bay Packers last year, my favorite team. They went 15-1 regular season and got killed in the playoffs. First, by a team they beat during the regular season. There is none. Every best played laid plan is going to get thrown out the window. Have a number of them. Be resourceful. That's why I talk to a lot of different people on the internet. And on YouTube, different ideas. That's why we're a family. God bless. Take care.